Sitting out here outside the Taco Bell in Moreno Valley where I constantly hear my family being torn apart. Like I said, in the back house of restaurants everywhere in California. Back house of restaurants, back house of the damn stores. I mean, they're turning every place into a fucking goddamn whorehouse full of sex slave children and their wives. All the men that would have fought back with me, they've been put in one of the 30 prisons here in California that the mental health department runs. And if you're too knowledgeable of the law, you won't only just be found mentally incompetent, they'll put you in something called conservator, where not only do they get a court order to forcefully make you take psych medications that any real physician will tell you is a mindset or a placebo, and to something called conservator, where they strip you of every single one of your rights, forcefully make you take these medications, and hold you against your will for years if you don't do exactly as they tell you to, with no evidence whatsoever of you being any kind of sick. You can't even get a fucking second opinion, as long as them jailhouse doctors I never spoke to because I told them I was in fucking jail, not a hospital. That's what made me schizophrenic. Isn't that something? After a judge fucking acknowledged it in open court. 2 years later, being kidnapped throughout Southern California jail, I get put in conservative because I'm just way too knowledgeable of the law, which I beat 60 days later. Judge didn't even have a clue why they put me in there to begin with. I'll tell you why. Because the judge would not accept that one of the two addresses that I had given them. They said they didn't have no way of verifying that, so they were going to go ahead and put me in conservative anyway, because it was for my best interest. Done. Okay. And I had just won 2 World Cups. But I'm too mentally incompetent to wash my own ass and shut. No, that's what they do in Santa Ana Jail in the mental health department. You get locked in a fucking isolation cell. You're not allowed to shave, you're not allowed to shower, you're not allowed to do any goddamn thing besides sit in that cell and rot. That's kidnapping. California Inmate Handbook clearly states if you're not allowed out for 1 hour every day to make a phone call, clean yourself, take a shower, that's kidnapping. They don't give a fuck. I wrote a dozen fucking goddamn grievances, not a one fucking answer. I wrote the ACLU and called them over 150 times until someone called me back. They said they made an actual statement for me so we could go ahead and start prosecution for kidnapping on 5 different occasions. To never hear a fucking word from the ACLU again. Patients have rights. What a fucking joke. They work for them as well. You don't have no goddamn rights. Period. You're mentally incompetent. Nobody gives a shit what you think. No one gives a shit how loud you scream for help. And go ahead, call 911. They'll ask you if you're the owner of this phone number, because your psych meds are linked to your fucking pharmacy. And then they'll tell you to go file your complaint at any local substation. No, it didn't have a damn thing to do with your shade of color. They're killing everybody. They don't give a fuck. You want me to prove it? 7.2 billion is the world's population today. 20 to 7.2 in under 20 years. That's what they are all doing to you. Wake up. Stand for something, or you're all gonna die fucking beaten to death by a goddamn serial rapist pedophile.